Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, checking in on commodities. We're going to be looking at the dollar, gold, oil, and natural gas, starting with the weekly time frame and then zooming in as we head into the end of April. So here on the weekly time frame for the dollar, we're very clearly in a downtrend, and we've been pulling back ever since the start of 2017. The bounce that we've seen is very weak compared to the pullback that we've seen, but the bulls are also still doing a pretty good job of holding on. So I'm looking at this uptrend support line right now, and also watching the price levels, which are a lot more important than the uptrend than me, but just visually seeing that the bulls are still holding on. And looking at the daily time frame for a bit more detail, we can see that it's a little bit choppy in the sense that we've broken some higher lows and then broken some lower highs. But what I am looking at this point is the very key resistance that's approaching, the first one being 90.59, and if the bulls break that level, the odds of breaking 90.93 are significant, and the odds of breaking 90.93 would be significant in the sense that that's a little bit of a double top on this bounce attempt, and there's very little resistance up until the mid 92s if that level is broken. So if that level is broken, I would pretty much say that the weekly potential bear flag is negated and that the bulls do have a bit more follow through. If we cannot break that level and we pull back and lose this new support of 89.23, the odds of the weekly chart being a bear flag will increase pretty significantly. So we're closer to a bull break than a bear break where we currently stand, and we have to see how the trading this week goes as the daily bullish MACD cross is also following through at this point. To look at a little bit more detail, the 4-hour time frame still very strong, but also overbought. So wouldn't be surprised to see some consolidation to start this week to cool off these overbought RSI levels. And just scrolling back, we can see historically what happens when the 4-hour RSI gets up to where it is currently on the dollar. And the answer is it certainly does not stay there long, and it has not been there long, or has not been there many times since the top back in November before this most recent leg down. So short-term consolidation anticipated to start the week, but overall the question is going to be, can the bulls hold the 4-hour uptrend and break that key resistance of 90.59? So gold has been seeing a decent amount of strength, but ended the week with weakness down at the low. And to get a very clear break, we have a resistance that is giving the bulls some trouble. And it's right here at 13.75, and you can see we still have lower highs. 13.66 essentially, 13.65. So we have a little mini double top before a resistance level, and these levels are so important because if they do break, it will bring us to the highest prices we've seen since 2014, which is obviously significant. So the first step is to break this double top, and right now the bulls really want to hold this low of 13.1936 to keep the weekly higher lows intact. We built a base of support, and then we had a little higher low and higher high. So if we lose that level after this double top, it is a bit of a red flag. And the major red flag would be if we lose 13.0268 after that double top, because that is the base of support and the lowest price that we've seen in over 3 months. So it would be significant if we would lose that level specifically after the double top. Daily time frame for gold, also a bit choppy, but you can see it is tight. We have what I'm watching is our low and our high, higher low, lower high, and we're coming down to test the support level. But really, again, that most important level for me is 13.19. So the bears have some momentum. We're on the verge of a bear MACD cross. If the dollar gets that bull break of the levels just highlighted, we will likely see gold see a bear break of 13.19 and head down to test 1300 psychological support. 4-hour time frame on gold, probably getting near oversold, just looking at the inverse correlation to the dollar, and that is the case. We're in the mid 30s on this pullback and anticipating a short-term bounce after seeing almost 10 red candles in a row on the 4-hour time frame. Oil on the daily chart and weekly chart has been extremely strong. The last weekly higher low is here at 61.94 and 61.84. And our resistance is at the top of this bull move of 69.53 with 70 psychological resistance behind it. So it's a very clear uptrend. We've been extremely strong all since the summer. Looking at more details on the daily time frame, we're seeing some very healthy consolidation, and the ideal level for the bulls to hold to be their strongest on the daily is holding 65.58 as support. If that level can hold, we'll be looking at continuation with higher lows and higher highs, trying to get some follow through. 4-hour time frame on oil, we can see that we are seeing healthy consolidation, a higher low is to be anticipated, and the oil bulls are definitely the strongest of these three commodities over the past month. Natural gas, switching over to NGM 2018 with a contract change approaching, but also watching the equilibrium here that's been playing out for a long time, and we're just patiently waiting for this break with our high, low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, and we're watching to see, is this our lower high at 2818. So the main ranges that I'm watching right now are these two of 266 up to 287, but we will likely see a new lower high to be looking at shortly. And really on the daily time frame, we can see a bit more of a tightening range, but if we're looking for more clarity on that weekly pattern break, it's these two levels that I just highlighted that we need to be watching. So definitely some choppy action in here as well. Bearish reaction to the inventory report, complete 180 turnaround and recovery the following day. And I'm not going to be touching anything related to natural gas until we get some more clarity on the weekly time frame, because when you get to the middle of a tightening equilibrium pattern, it's definitely marked with choppy action on the shorter term time frames while we wait for that break on the longer term time frames. So I appreciate you watching. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see what Monday brings.